people, welcome to the Luna Practice, where we talk about all kinds of topics around the completion process and parts work. Today I wanted to show you what parts work looks like practically. I invited my friend Isabel, who is a completion process practitioner like me, to work with a part of herself that she feels like is blocking her. So you do parts work when you feel like blocked, you can't make up your mind about the decision, or when you even feel like you're self-manipulating. So it's actually not possible to self-manipulate, because what happens when you feel like you're self-manipulating is that a part of you has a very valid reason why it doesn't want to do something that you want to do. As you know, your consciousness is split in many different aspects of personality. It's almost like there's different people living inside of you. And sometimes it happens that two of them have a very different opinion about what's good for you and what's not. And so when you feel like this conflict inside of you, it's really, there's a real kind of like a war inside of you, where one aspect is pulling in that direction and one aspect is pulling in that direction. And first of all, of course, it's really horrible, because you feel like you can't progress in life, but it also can create real tension in your body and feeling of anxiety. So what we do in parts work is that we basically invite the two aspects that are in war with themselves to come forward. So basically, when you walk through life, you're not really aware what part of yourself is right now in control. And in parts work, you do that very consciously. So you say, okay, I want to only have that part of me that I want to work with, overtake my body and my consciousness. It often seems quite weird before you actually do it, but when you go into the process, it's super natural, because you do this all the time. You know, you're a different person when you're with your mom, you're a different person in school, at work, and when you are flirting with someone, there's so many different aspects of you. And it's actually a very natural thing, and it can bring such great self-awareness and usually a feeling of peace afterwards, and eventually that you just know what you want to do, which is really great. So I hope that you are as excited as me, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. But please be respectful and sensitive, because Isabel is really showing us a very, very vulnerable side of herself. So enjoy. Here we are, ready to do some parts work. And first of all, I would like my friend Isabel to introduce herself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Isabel, and Veronica and me, we met during our training in Utah to become a completion process practitioner. And we had a lot of same things going on. So there was a great connection that we both had already, and we didn't have the chance though to work with each other yet. So today will be the day, and I'm very excited. I'm still smiling, yes. That's a part of me. But there are also a lot of other parts going on in each of us, and most of them we don't show and we don't present to the world. So I think this work is very important to make them conscious and to get them out of the shadow and bring them to the light. And this is what we're going to do today, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, and maybe tell them what you told me, because you are also an actress.
Yeah, right. So after my school, it was always my dream to become an actress, and my motivation for that was that I wanted to bring authentic emotions in front of the camera or on stage. That was my intention that I had, because I wanted to make the audience feel, wow, I'm not alone with what I feel. So there are other people out there who suffer the same way, and it doesn't make them weak just because they have those emotions. So that was always my intention. What I loved the most about it was the emotional work also. So getting in touch with our wounds that we're carrying inside of ourselves. And it was very interesting and very extreme, and I always felt a fascination to that. The thing is, though, and this is why I'm very happy that I got into the field of emotional healing, is that I have the feeling as an artist, you get cut open, you bleed from your heart and you bleed from your soul. You're being vulnerable in front of the camera on stage to make great art. I mean, this is the art I always did. people ask me like, why is it so truthful? And then I'm always thinking like, yeah, well, because I'm not playing this character. I mean, it is actually a part of me. But the fact is, which got then more and more destructive, was that I opened up those traumas and I opened up those wounds, but I didn't have the tools yet to also heal them again. So I was walking around like emotionally bleeding constantly. And so I was a lot of helpless with that situation. I didn't know what to do. And now, after all those years, I got to the field of emotional healing, and it's so fascinating. And I'm really happy that I got on this path, and now I have this combination of both of them, and it feels so much more powerful.
Yeah, totally. And what I also wanted to add is that Isabel and me are both Germans, and I think the reason why we can also connect so much is because we have very similar traumas. I mean, I would say that most people in Germany have not suffered from real abuse, but more from emotional neglect, for example, which also feels very, very abusive, obviously. And for me, I'm very passionate about showing this also, that these traumas, neglect, they are so painful as well, because we just feel like we're so unworthy that we can't even get attention or love from our caregivers. And so I feel very connected to Isabel. So what would you like to work on today?
Veronica and me, we both had a little conversation in advance without the camera rolling, actually. And there I got to this very big split that I have inside myself. So one part is really like shining and glowing, and this is most of the time what other people also see inside of me. But the other part which is there is that I feel completely wrong for what I am. So like, it's only the sunshine of me is accepted. But the other part, which is also me, which is like a very sad part that lives inside of me, and also a very angry part. I mean, the people in Utah from our training, they were able to see this angry part. And for the first time, I heard people say, wow, I loved your anger because it's so powerful. And that was so healing to hear that. Yeah, and I would love to work on those both parts, because one part at some point is like blocking me to let the light out, but maybe just because I want to be seen as well. So this is also why I struggle a lot with in relationships, like in a partnership in general, because I always fell in love with my light, and I can't enjoy that. When people fell in love with me, I can't enjoy that. I'm more like putting this away from me, because there's always this little voice inside my mind, like, okay, but you don't know the full me yet. I mean, there's also this big other part, and there is the manifestation in my mind. As soon as you get to know my other part, which is the sad one or whatever, then you will leave me anyway. And this is a pattern, and you can imagine which is then happening. So yeah, I would really love to figure out more about that, because it makes me feel very blocked in my life. So I'm sure it had a pretty good reason why it was there, maybe when I was a child or in former times, but right now it's more blocking me and doing me any good. So yes.
Yeah. All right. So I would say, I think it's best if we start with the part of you that is more the shy part, and the part that feels very like lonely and wounded.
The part that feels insecure and threatened by the world.
Very good.
I would love that. That feels very good. Move. I will move already to my spot, right? Because we have these in parts work, we do these different spots, which might help to do. So this is how I'm going to work today. So I'm sitting now here talking to you, but I will always switch to my parts. So let me see. This is not fair. This part has a pillow, the other one doesn't. So just take it away so that we all have the same.
Perfect.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I fully allow myself to become the part which feels insecure and threatened by the world. I feel already a heaviness which is just like tearing me down, which stops me from sitting straight. I feel like around me is like a big storm going on, and I only can be safe when I am still and when I'm not moving.
How do you feel in your body?
Very tight. It's here from my shoulders and it goes in my chest. It feels very, very tight. I don't want to be seen. I just wish I would be invisible.
That's okay.
I wish I would have a big coat that I could just throw over so nobody can reach me.
I want to tell you that it's okay. And I'm not going to force you to like talk to me or anything. I'm just going to sit here with you. Okay.
It feels like so many people are pulling on me. Like everybody's ripping and wants something from me. And it just makes me really angry, actually. I just have the sentence inside my head the whole time, like, leave me alone, just leave me alone, give me some privacy.
Yeah. I can really understand that. You know what we talked about before, that you feel like there's no space where you can be yourself. That is a big need of a person to feel like we can just be. Like how are you able to relax if that's not there?
Oh, and I just want all that. It's not mine. It's not my heaviness on me. It's from other people.
Do you feel like it was put on you?
Yeah. And I even feel the shame right now in letting it out. It feels ashamed to come out completely because it knows that when it comes out, it gets no love.
Okay.
And no understanding.
Oh, that sounds really, really horrible.
I just wish I could have been there like I'm now, and I could just give her like what she would have needed,
You mean
because she's so beautiful.
do you mean your inner child?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm always asking, like, why don't they see it? Why don't they see her for who she really is?
Yeah.
And all these reflections always just like what people want to see in me. I'm fighting against that so much. But I guess the truth is that they do actually see a part of me, which is also the light and the strength and all that. They do see the part of me, but by giving me compliments on that, automatically the other part of me feels neglected again.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to let closer relationships in. I mean, who would say I love your tears? Who would say that?
I do. I love your fire. I think that you are a complete person with that. You are a deep person, someone that is real. I think that the problem is that when your parents are pushing away this aspect of you, it's because they can't handle their own tears. And it's so fucked up. It's terrible because it's all about them and nothing about you. But of course, it feels just like such a pushing away, and it has such big impact on you.
Yeah, and that's good that you say that, because this is actually also a big point, that I have the feeling I'm so trained in taking care of everybody else, like understanding how they feel and understand their point of view. But then I'm like, okay, but what's about my point of view? Does it count too? And this is then again what makes me so upset, because very often we are so trained in taking care of everybody else, like don't be selfish, like how can you laugh right now when this person is sad? Like, why do you cry when everybody's in a good mood? It's like a lose-lose situation. Whatever you do, it's just wrong. And I'm just wondering, like, when did it start that we just started to abuse our own emotions so much? I mean, it really makes me angry, because we're living in the system where it's so wrong trained. Like, what's about being selfish when you take care of yourself first? I mean, because otherwise, if we don't take care of ourselves and just suppress everything, and then we let it out on somebody else anyway, I don't understand. It's just, oh.
But I mean, what you're describing right now is super dysfunctional. And when you look at what's happening in society, that's exactly where it's come from. It's that we are living in an addictive society. Like, people, the only thing that is important is keep up the picture. And then what's happening with the picture perfect family? There is abuse, the men go to the prostitutes, people are being addicted to anything, pills, TV, shopping. Do you know what I mean? It does not work. That's exactly what you're saying. It's bullshit.
Yeah. And I'm so happy actually now that I find more and more the truth in my emotions and validate them. So what I got like shame for in advance, because people were just like, didn't know how to deal with that. And I still meet people who don't know how to deal with that, but at least I can count on myself now. And this is already like a great tool to have, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And it is also an is that the right word? It's also like, so your aspect now, you're the one that is like angry and sad and all this. You are also feeling the aspect that is so happy, because if you can't feel also these really, really deep, more like negative emotions, you can't feel the deep and explosive positive emotions.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel now in my posture, how I'm sitting, that I'm already like gaining some breath and some power back.
Yeah.
So that feels pretty good. Like, at some point, like, I don't care if you love my emotions or not. It's just because I love them. So what the hell do I need you to love them too? Like this kind of feeling that's coming up right now.
Cool.
Which feels, yeah, which feels much better already.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, when you look over to that part that is like your sunshine, what do you see? Like, how do you perceive that part of yourself?
She's really beautiful. And actually, it makes me a little bit sad because I wish I could be like her more. Because I see when she is active, how much more love she gets and how much more attention she gets. And I just wish to have the same.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel actually less worth.
Okay.
And she would be so much more, I mean, Isabel would be so much more free if only that part, like the sunshine part, would live in her. And I know that I'm a burden for her, but I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Because I'm here too, you know.
Totally. How does that make you feel?
Restless and insecure. It's like I'm wandering around looking everywhere where I could hide and where I could escape, but I can't escape because I'm in her. So like, this is stupid to think, but I feel very threatened. There we have the feeling actually that I was talking about. That's funny. I wasn't thinking about that. This is in combination with that. I feel like pushed the whole time, like just finding some escape where I'm secure and where I can exist without being a burden to somebody.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. That explains a lot. That explains a lot right now.
And do you feel that Isabel is feeling the same thing about you? That she feels like you are a burden?
Funny, actually, no. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel any rejection from her.
So it's about you are rejecting yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel that she knows how important I am, that she is able to do the work that she does, because she wouldn't be able to do that if she had only the sunshine. So I really feel that she see the worth in me actually. Wow, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay, really consciously take that in.
Yeah. I try to save it in every cell that I'm feeling. She's strong. She can handle me. Like, why was I doubting that?
Yeah, you're beautiful, man. Like I told you after the CP, like I liked it. Like your fire and your depth. Yeah, you're a friend I want to have.
Thank you. That feels really nice. I can let this compliment in. This is also a nice experience because not very often I can let compliments in. I'm like, oh yeah, well, you know, but now it's just like really, I feel it and it's nice. Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else you would like to talk about or share?
Just what's coming up right now. It's sometimes I feel a little bit suppressed by the light. And I don't know if it's like because light should be good and it's always everything everybody's after, like the light and the sunshine and all of that, but sometimes it's so strong that I have the feeling it's just like that it wants to bring me down.
Yeah.
So I would more wish maybe that I still have allowance to be there even though the sun is shining, and that it doesn't mean that, oh, when the sun is shining I need to be gone, because this hurts actually, and this is still what I feel. So maybe this is why I don't see the light part as my friend and more as like it's threatening me in my position. Yeah.
Yeah, I can really understand that. Absolutely. I think it would be super interesting to know what the light is actually thinking about you. But what I also wanted to make you aware of, and I will also tell this to the other part, that when the light is shining, the shadow is always there. You know, the shadow is just there because the light is there.
Yes, so true. Yes,
yeah,
of course.
And I actually love the shadow on the hot day, no? It's like, can be your real saver.
Oh my God, this is so true. I mean, this is sometimes where we get stuck in all these sentences that we hear in all this spiritual work or whatever, how you want to call it. Because it always says, once the light is there, darkness cannot exist, like these kind of sentences, you know? And I think it's always important to think them over and not like, you know, because this, for example, of course, a shadow exists even though the light is there. I mean, only with the light, the shadow is there. Like you just said, it's so, oh my God, I love those moments where you just feel like, fuck yes. Right. Yeah. Very true. Cool. Yeah, I would be interested what the sun part is saying too.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, it was such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for sharing all this with me. And yeah, you're really beautiful.
Thank you. All right. Wow. Okay.
Maybe you can do a little shake and say, I release you.
Oh, I released you now. Oh my God, there were so many aha moments right now. I love your sentence. I love it. Why was I not thinking that, of course, with light also comes the shadow? This makes sense, because I think we were so focused on the shadow work, like bringing it up to the light so that it transforms or disappears or whatever. By that, I forgot that the shadow is always there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the sun. Oh my God, this is so cool. Yeah.
Really, really
this
beautiful.
work is brilliant. This work is really brilliant. And I mean, I do it often with myself. I mean, because also everybody can do it for themselves. But sometimes, like this just happened right now, somebody else just like gives you the other input where you feeling like, yes. So.
Definitely. Yeah, I have the complete same experience. I love to do it with other people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right.
Do you feel ready to go into the light aspect? Into the sunshine?
Yeah, and the sun is coming up right now here into the room. It was raining the whole day, and now the sun is coming in. It's very interesting too. So, yes, I guess I'm ready. I'm ready for it. All right, let me switch. This is like a talk show. It's much more interesting than any show on TV you can watch. Okay. Mm-hmm. I fully allow myself to become the part which is full of light and sunshine. I feel immediately like a desire to move myself, a little bit like a flower in the wind. Like la la la, everything is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It still feels, although it feels not completely free, in every parts work and every completion process, it's the same. I still feel something here. So the heart chakra area is always present. I always feel it. Wow, she's really beautiful. I see like this long blonde hair, and all the flowers are in this hair. It even looks like gold.
Wow.
And a long dress, but really puffy and fluffy everywhere. But she doesn't feel completely free. Like she's not showing that outside. She's just wearing that beautiful dress and this beauty when nobody sees it.
Is she afraid of something?
Yeah. She's afraid of showing that beauty to the world.
What's the reason that she's afraid of that?
People could be attracted by that, and also people with evil intentions. People who only want to soak out her light.
Yeah,
So she's afraid of showing it.
I can really understand that. Does she feel like fragile?
It's funny, she actually feels like pretty strong, pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like she has chains around her wrists,
Okay.
which are holding her down. And I'm not sure yet if the key for the chains belong to somebody else or to herself. It's almost somebody else locked her there.
Does she want to be freed?
More than anything else, but I think she forgot how to be free anymore. So even if you would open the chains, I think she would just keep on sitting there.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, feel into your body.
Why is she staying? Why is she not just running and escaping from those chains?
How about you ask her?
I would ask her why she's not getting the hell out of there. Because that's not what she's meant to be. This is not where she should be. This is not the reason why she's born, to sit there in chains, and that she is stronger than the ones who put her in chains. Maybe she wasn't before, but now she is stronger than them.
Do you see her now before you, or are you her?
I'm sitting in her position, so.
Okay. So let me ask you, do you know why you are in chains?
Because I'm not allowed to shine.
Do you know who put you in chains?
The system, so the environment in kindergarten or in school and preschool, and even then the whole school afterwards. It's just, I was always too loud or too powerful, or so like a good student is only the one who sits there and is quiet and only speaks when they ask.
Yeah. Do you feel like you were too much?
Yeah. Because the authority people are very often fucking weak. God knows why they're in such a position. I don't even know. I mean, a lot of teachers out there are just shit. I'm sorry, I need to say that. They're not aware of how important their position is. And I mean, in our times when we were children, I think right now, thank God, there is a big improvement of that, because people get more and more aware how important the role as a teacher is. But in former days, they just couldn't. I have really the feeling a lot of them felt very threatened by me, by a child. I mean, can you imagine? They
Yeah.
felt threatened, and so they put me in chains.
Yeah.
But actually, I never stopped fighting. I never gave up. I was fighting until the end for my voice. Thank God I did. Brought me a lot of some bad grades, especially in behavior. But thank you. I mean, I thank myself that I never stopped. What the fuck do I have chains on? I mean, come on, this is bullshit right now. I don't need chains from anybody like who were just not able to take care of that. I mean, I was such a loving child, honestly. I mean, I was taking care of so much other students and helped them and supported them. And I always raised my voice for the weaker ones or people like who needed protection. I always raised my voice for them. And if a teacher was not able to see that, sorry. No. Mm-mm. No.
I think that the teachers don't like someone they can't control and that maybe criticizes them and see their weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
want to tell you that. Yeah.
No, say you.
I like completely understand that you feel so mistreated, and I think that your frustration is absolutely valid.
Yeah, I think I saw a post of you with the authority people, like not the relation towards authority.
Yes.
In exactly. General, but that it only just shows that once there is a person where you feel like, wow, they deserve really the status of being an authority, that then we also respect that. But if just anybody is an authority just because they're older or whatever, it doesn't give you a reason to be my authority person. Like, why? Older doesn't mean wiser. Like, you know?
Absolutely.
No, I feel really feeling like right now, like, why should I wear your chains? It's just not my, or their chains. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
So do you think you can free yourself from the chains?
Oh, they are actually off. When I just realized, I was really like, no, I'm not wearing your chains that you put on me. Like, and this is what I felt. It was so easy because she is strong enough to just get out there. She just like needed to see it. And it's just like one thing, you know, like these big, you see, like this is actually the thing with the elephant. You know, like when you raise an elephant and when he's small, he's like caught on the stick. And he tries to get out there and he's not successful. So then when he's older and he would be able to get out there, he's not trying anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But now he would have the power to get out and to rip this thing out and to escape. And this is how it feels. I mean, I've almost felt like an elephant. I really felt like the strong and heavy presence. And I think I tried so often to get out there. Like I said, I never stopped raising my voice. But at some point, I think a part of me just felt hopeless that it would ever change.
Yeah, totally.
But now I just felt this, no, like I'm not doing this anymore. I know I have the power to get out there. And I mean, I did this process in this situation already by myself, but there again, sometimes you really need somebody else. I think just having you with me right now just gave me this extra power to say, you know what, bye.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let her out. God.
Yeah, I can feel your presence. Amazing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, how do you perceive your opposite part?
As something very protective. I mean, like I feel like I want to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
a desire to protect it because it seems very fragile, like a little puppy or something like that. And I see a lot of beauty in it too.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it felt like you maybe didn't like it.
Because the funny thing is, I thought my sadness keeps me in chains.
Ah, I see. I
This is
see.
what I thought. Like the sadness and this heavy part is what keeps me in chains. I always thought I would have the key to my chains. Like I'm the one who put me there. But now through this process, I realized, no, 1 second, not guilty, how they would say in Chicago in the musical, like not guilty. I was damn put in those chains. Still, I had the chance to get out there. So it's not my sadness who put me there. Definitely not. And this is what I just realized.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to really consciously feel yourself being free right now. And if you can, also imagine the other part opposite of you, like looking at her and saying, "You are not the reason I was not free."
I see a picture where we like holding each other's on our hands and we just like turning in circles up in the air and just like laughing at each other. Because yes, a sad part can also laugh. Wow, what a surprise. Yeah. Mm.
How do you think she feels right now? Like the other part.
If that's possible, I would say that that part feels pretty happy right now. Which feels so controversial, but
yeah, like, is it because of the connection between you?
yeah, she feels seen and accepted and validated and loved and not less worth than me. I mean, this is stupid. Why she would think that, in my position, but I also understand like why she was feeling the other way. And now it's so beautiful to see that she just feels like really a part and not being neglected anymore. We are one, we are in one boat. So, and this is what I feel right now. And I really feel that she feels it too.
Yeah, totally. And I also wanted to tell you the same thing that I told her. You are also so beautiful, and like, but still, even if you're so beautiful, like nobody has the right to like take something away from you. You don't need to be the entertainer for people or to make them feel good. You can just be. You have the right to be however you are, and you don't need to give anything to anyone.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's very good to hear.
So I wanted to ask you now, do you feel like this part feels quite complete right now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And do you feel like you would like to go into the other part again?
I think maybe just once, very briefly, just to like how she reacts on what she just heard from this part,
Yeah,
maybe that she
yeah.
wasn't seen as like, that she didn't want to threat her away and stuff like that. So I think she might be really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. So, hey, yeah, Sunshine Part, thank you so much for letting me get to know you. You're so beautiful, and I think you had amazing realizations. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're really, really nice. You freed your chains. Go,
Woo!
go!
Fuck the world. Okay, let's go to the other side.
Okay, do a little shake.
Oh, the stretching is always really good. I mean, it just comes so natural because your whole body just feels like I want to stretch.
Yeah.
Okay. So funny how you do the stretching too. It's so cute.
Oh. Yeah, I'm always so focused, so I'm like, okay.
I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you.
I love it how you did it because you have so long hair too, but you fit everything in this bomb. It looks so great.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I use a lot of bobby pins.
Ah, cool. Just by the way. All right.
Oh.
Cool.
So how is that for you?
Good. Wow. Such a relief, because I really always felt the burden. I have the keys for that. Like, I'm the one who puts myself in those chains, or a part of me does, like, and now it's so like, no, it was not me. I mean, it's also because I hate people. Am I allowed to say that? No, but I hate
Yes.
the behavior. Let me say that. I hate the behavior when people only always point fingers on others. I hate that. So this is why I attempt to go in the other direction, like always blaming myself. Like, because I never want to be like the people who point fingers, like, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. I have such a resistance against it. And so I went in this other extreme and always like, okay, then it's my fault. Okay, then it's my fault. But it's not always my fault. I mean, it's not. So now this came out like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
absolutely.
me.
And that is a very, very overpowering situation in your childhood with parents, with school, all of these. Yeah, it really feels like a prison where you cannot make your own decisions.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Good. So are you ready to go back into the other part?
Yes.
Cool.
All right. So good breathing already, which is good. It feels pretty peaceful, I have to say. Yeah. I feel very loved and very seen.
That's awesome.
And suddenly the heaviness is gone. Which doesn't mean it should never come back. I mean, every time when the heaviness feels like coming back, it's absolutely fine. But just right now, for the moment, as a statement that I feel all this love and support, that it's just,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think what was so amazing about the sunshine part, and also I think Isabel, like they do not mind you being like this, you
Right,
know?
right. And I put myself in the corner, and it wasn't them.
Yeah. And did you also hear what the other part said that she felt like you were the ones putting her in chains, but it was actually not true. Oh.
Yeah. Now I feel for the first time I have a right to exist, and that I'm not bad. It's so beautiful. I feel so full of love right now. And it's like the big cloud that was on me the whole day. Just like, I feel I could hug everybody right now, even like my worst enemy. I would just like hug him. This is how I feel.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I feel like a unit. It's always funny because I very often saw my mom and my sister in a kind of a team, and I'm the one left out. I always felt like the one who's not belonging, and now we know why, because there was a part of me who was not belonging to the other two. So now
Yeah.
it feels like one unit again, and that's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, that's really, really nice. Really, really nice.
Because this is what we do. The pain we have inside, we reflect on the outside. So the pain we feel in us, like the separation I felt, the separation I felt between my sunshine and my sad part. So then I reflect this image outside, and I look for an image outside who represents that pain inside of me. And this is always what we do. Always when we try to fix something also on the outside, we actually should fix the same thing in the inside, if it makes sense the way I say it right now.
Yes, it definitely does. It's just a mirror image basically. So I
So
want to ask you, do you think that you would like to rejoin with the other part, that you like integrate together as one?
absolutely. I think we actually did already. I feel like no separation. I feel like
Okay.
one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
Hmm.
Do you feel like you are wearing this beautiful dress now, or something else maybe that represents more the both of you?
Actually, yes, but the dress is not golden anymore. It's like fire red.
Oh.
So it says a little bit, I'm not only golden, I mean, fire is going on. So there is also a lot of power. So it's like, it's nice and feminine, but it's also like, wow. So actually, yeah, I see myself in a very long and red dress right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, I want to do something physical now. So you can maybe unplug your earphones, and just for one moment, I want you to do a little dance for us. Express yourself.
Okay.
So stand up and dance for us. Oh.
Look at my house shoes. Do you see that? One of my best friends, she gave them to me. They're so cute. Ah.
Beautiful.
Yay. In. Okay. Yeah. Great. So I guess let me switch. So now I'm here again. And yeah.
Oh, you did such a good job. It was beautiful to see how you had realizations and you became more aware, and you were really, really empathic and loving to yourself, to your parts.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, thank you also for the time. I feel such a shift compared to what my whole morning looked like. And now I feel like I have the power to finish my to-do list and to finish everything that I need to do. And the smog is gone. Wow.
Really great.
So I'm really grateful, because I had the feeling like, no, I don't want to do it. I feel so vulnerable today, and I feel so hurt today, and I'm not like feeling like getting in front of the camera. And now I'm so happy that I did that, because actually that was what my intention was to do, bringing authenticity in emotions in front of the camera or on stage. So the coward inside of me was beaten. And I did it, and this time I had no chance to hide behind, oh, it's only my role, oh, it's only my character that I'm playing. No, I'm sitting here as Isabel. And yeah.
Absolutely. And I really believe that so many people will be able to relate to you, because I think the feeling you had, of your sadness not being liked, and also the feeling that your light is not accepted and that it's put in chains because it's too much. So relatable to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, this is really a lose-lose situation. I mean, when you sad, it's not right, but when you shine, it's not right. I mean, what kind of existence is left? I mean, this would be just numb and being emotionally dead. I mean, this would be the only way to survive. And I mean, now I understand why I'm just feeling like, oh, I need to have a safe place, and I'm just so looking for safety to, to be able to be allowed to exist.
Yeah.
I mean, Germany, you fucked up a little bit with us. Honestly, let emotion flow again, allow them, laugh out and scream if you feel like it, and cry if you want to. Don't get your permission, oh, I'm only allowed to cry on a funeral. I'm only allowed to be happy when I'm drinking at night. I'm only, why do we need an allowance for our permission for our emotions? No, they are simply there. That's it. Yeah.
I think that was a best ending sentence for this session. Yeah, thanks guys so much. First of all, thank you so much for being so vulnerable. It was really, really beautiful to do that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you could get a good overview. Of course, parts work always looks different depending who you do it with, what topics you work with. But yeah, that was, I think, a good first example to see what it can look like.